pretty
now,
great.
we have somebody. I mean, ladies, David is really doing incredible. The support that he's getting in now, that is what Assembly District 49, the Assembly District 49. So that is what, Rosemead, El Monte?
Yes, Rosemead, El Monte, North El Monte, San Gabriel, South San Gabriel, Monterey Park, Alhambra, Arcadia, Temple City, San Marino, South Pasadena.
Wow, I mean, that's kind of a diverse district. I mean, you have, South Pasadena. I mean, some of the older families that have lived there. Monterey Park. I remember when I was an insurance adjuster, I'd go to Monterey Park and Alhambra and that a lot to investigate accidents, and you could really see the population really growing, especially amongst the Chinese community, because I know they were advertising in China for moving to Monterey Park, and they had some of the best restaurants and incredible markets and things like that.
Wow.
So it's who's the assembly member now?
It's Mike Funk. He's a Democrat.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and how has the community received you as a Republican?
Well, actually, they're very happy, and to be precise, they're thrilled to know that I'm running for the seat. Mm-hmm. So in the past few years, actually, the people in the community, they are sick and tired of the crime, the shoplifting, the smash and grabs, and everything. So just about a week ago, there was a lady, and her car was broken into. Her Chanel handbag and some cash and all her IDs, they were taken. So she lost about the Chanel handbag alone was about $20,000.
Whoa.
Yeah. So she lost a lot of money, mm-hmm. But in addition to that, so she actually filed a police report. And the surveillance camera caught the license plate of the person who did that. Mm-hmm. And she filed a police report. It's been 2 weeks. She sent at least 5 emails to San Gabriel Police Department. No response, nothing. So actually that incident is not an isolated incident. Every single day that is happening. Mm-hmm. That is happening, probably like in the district, not just like one incident, like a multiple, car breakings, smash and grabs. So it's not even news anymore. She told me that she actually has 2 cars. Within a year, both cars were broken into. The first time she lost about $5,000, and the second time she, including the handbag, everything, she lost about in total $40,000. Mm-hmm. So,
well, in addition to the crime, I think you said that the faith-based community, I mean, they're really now aware of the things that are taking place in the schools and what's happening with the children. I mean, those are issues like what Nathan said. I mean, that crosses all party lines. And so how has the faith-based community, I mean, based on issues, been receptive to you?
Well, they actually, in the past probably month or so, every single day on average, I would get 50 to 100, like text messages, WeChat messages, phone calls, calling my campaign team, letting me know that they support me. Mm-hmm. So, and not only they support me, actually, they admire the fact that I'm running for the seat. Because as Nathan was saying, public safety is not a partisan issue. Everybody wants safety. Why would you not want it? And also the important issue is indoctrination, is gender affirmation. So what happened was last year in Arcadia High School, there was this young girl, and she somewhat was thinking that, maybe, they were saying that maybe you could be a boy, maybe you want to be a boy. And she went through the whole procedure. She became a boy. And after that, and she was on needles and drugs every single day. So she obviously had regret that decision immensely. But the procedure was not reversible. She cannot go back to being a girl. So she ended up killing herself just last year. Mm-hmm. So actually, everybody knows about it. See, they were actually super sad, obviously. But what's more important is that happened. That needs to stop. I do not want that happen to any young child, to any student, to any parents. This is more than dangerous or reckless or unreasonable. This is murderous. It kills people. People are dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And David, we'll come back because Tara and Ellie are very familiar with that subject matter and the other victims. And so this is David Hernandez, a very special pre-election show with Elizabeth, Tara, and David. And I see Emilio Martinez, el güero chicano, está in the bubble. So we'll be right back with the rest of the Los Angeles Hispanic Republican Club show. Don't go away.
Thank you so much for what you're doing. That is just fantastic.
Yeah, we gotta do it. This is, I mean.
I'm going to spread the word about you in my church.
Thank you.
And I got my vote.
Thank you.
San Gabriel Valley.
Thank you. Where the church at?
Just down this freeway right here. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of not quite as far as Foothill.
I see.
But a little bit.
I see.
Yeah. No, that's.
Yeah, so the parents are scared. I mean, they want to send their kids to private schools, but even private schools,
happening in there.
right?
There.
First of all, it's super expensive, and second, even some of the private schools, they're like that too.
Yeah,
you'll be like, you gotta be kidding me. It's like
I'm trademarking that.
Yeah, like there's no escape.
It's awful. It's awful, and I just started homeschooling my daughter. I have a daughter.
Yeah.
It's like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Milon?
Yes. Oh, hey.
I don't think I met you before.
Nice to meet you. We have not met. But
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
You're running for assembly.
Yes, 49. Yes, 49. Yeah.
Next to April Villado.
Yes. Yeah, she endorses me. I endorse.
Wait, she's running for Congress.
Congress, 28th Congressional District. Yeah, against the Judy Chu.
No, April.
Yeah, April Villado. Yeah.
And
you're behind front with 180.
Yes.
What was it?
Yeah, with Kamala at 180.
On the Twitter?
Daniel Martinez, he's also running for Congress out there.
Danny Martinez.
Yeah. We're running for assembly out there.
Oh, I guess I was on
Elizabeth Ellis?
She's running for state senate.
For state senate, yes.
I help her quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
I help her quite a bit.
Who is that?
Alders.
Oh, yeah, I like her so much.
And then I helped Tony Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's my dad, by the way.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. I don't know. Put that together.
I don't want to be called Terry's dad anymore. I want to be called El Chicano Bueno.
So I really like the idea that you were saying that Hispanics are Republicans because Hispanics are conservatives. Same thing with the Chinese people. We're conservatives. We came to America for law and order. We came to America for a fair opportunity to realize, to achieve American dreams. Right? So. Yeah. With all those laws like that, I mean, there's no fairness.
It's just chokeholds small businesses into their death.
Yeah. Right, so next we have George Barks running for state assembly in the 66th district.
Yes. Oh, by the way, Mr. Hernandez, I truly appreciate the opportunity you.
Is it like a techno?
Yeah, you.
Okay, so on our weekly meetings for Savvy, he loves Alex. He was like, Alex, you should grow out your nails. You gotta be strong, and so you could like scratch people, right? So then she turned.
David, how do you pronounce your last name?
Liu.
Oh my
God.
God.
Yes. Liu. Yes.
Why did you teach her that?
I truly appreciate the opportunity.
You forgot to add the part where it's only people who attack you, not just scratch in general.
He was like, ha ha ha.
Oh my goodness, that is so ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident actually I can flip the district. Yeah, the public support of the campaign, of my campaign, is very overwhelming. Like every single day, people will just reach out to me.
And we're back with live mics, and we are in studio with a very special guest, the next state assembly member for the 49th district, and that is David Liu. That's L-I-U, right?
Yes.
L-I-U, and David is running for state assembly in the 49th district, and also in studio, the ladies that I was accused of
grooming into fascism. Is that right?
Yeah.
I can't.
Right-wing fascist?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I've seen your interviews. You have been nothing but gracious. You have listened. I haven't seen any interviews where you've challenged anybody's position. All you've done is ask questions and ask them to explain their position. So how is that being fascist?
I have zero idea.
Well, it's just the same thing of, it's just the divide is so strong that if you're not affirming someone, then you might be addressed as a fascist.
Well, and unfortunately, affirming has really, and for good reason, become a very negative.
It has a negative. Yeah, it has like a negative connotation now.
Yeah, because David just relayed a story, a tragedy of a young child in that he had.
How old are they, by the way?
She was 19 years old.
19. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
This is not the first time that this has happened. Where you see transgender people who are depressed, and they say they're depressed because they're not in the right body, and then they get the transition and nothing helps. They still have that emptiness inside of them.
Yeah.
And that's something that we've covered quite frequently on our own show. And just talking to these people and well, not specifically to transgender, but people who have, I guess Chloe Cole would count because we have talked to her before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And going through that change of like middle school to high school, it's weird. It's confusing. Like, you don't have to, go take action, permanent action on your body. You're interfering with the natural process of overcoming those weird feelings.
Not only that, what's really bad though is that there is a trend. The trend is that, if you don't want to sort of figure out who you are, then you are a coward. So you have to, something like you're a boy, you have to sort of like have to become a girl or vice versa. So they always ask this one question. You have to figure out who you are. There's nothing to figure out. You pee standing up, you're a boy. Otherwise, you're a girl. Like I'm Asian, I'm Chinese, right? I don't ask myself, maybe I'm not Asian. Maybe I'm white. Yeah, maybe I'm Mexican. Yeah. How would you know?
Go all the way. You can at least stop in Mexican, right?
Yeah.
Right, Emilio, and right, Luis, you can stop at Mexican.
Yeah. So that question not only is so stupid, it's very confusing and misleading, especially for kids at a very young age, because they're vulnerable, because they're very gullible. They don't know, actually, there's evil people, there's evil intentions or ulterior motives behind all this trend, So one thing, though, is that in a lot of schools, especially like public schools right now, so if you say have a different opinion or position, you're conservative, they will give you trouble, they will fire you. And that's why a lot of parents are so scared. They don't want their kids to go to public schools anymore. They want to send their kids to private schools. But first of all, private schools are very expensive. And in addition to the expensive tuition, they always ask for a donation. And the second, even a lot of private schools are like that as well. So there's nowhere to escape. That's why every single day, at least 500 people will move out of the state, will move out of California. They will move to Florida, they'll move to Texas. They're not coming back.
Right, in order to save their kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And David, and so you have school districts like Chino Hills and others that the school boards have returned to sanity with the election of some of the school board members, and so they say, no, we're not going to comply with some of the attempts by Sacramento to circumvent local ordinances, which brings us to, and then they get sued by Rob Bonta or Gavin Newsom, which brings us to another subject that sometimes a chartered city can go ahead and pass ordinances that are germane to their city. And we saw recently that there was one city that passed an ordinance that said when you vote in this city, you will show ID. And in response to that, the legislature passed a bill, which the governor signed, that supersede or attempts to supersede that. And we have a breaking pre-election special announcement that David has taken up that fight. So why don't you share with our listeners the good news that what you have done. What have you done now, David?
Yes. Well, a week ago, on October the 5th, I filed a lawsuit in federal court against Gavin Newsom and Attorney General Bonta, and for passing SB 1174 into law. The law basically says that voting illegally is not illegal. Prevention of that illegal activity is illegal. This is nothing.
Say that one more time.
Prevention of that illegal activity, which means that checking voter IDs, is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So that law, in essence, is aiding and abetting a commission of a crime. That law itself is a crime. So this is laughable. This is sheer stupidity. What's more important? It's that either, the way I see it, either Gavin Newsom, either he's stupid, or he thinks all of us, every single one of us is stupid. We don't know that. So when I became an attorney, I took a sworn oath, which is to protect U.S. and the California Constitution. Filing a lawsuit is precisely of me doing that. So there's a saying, you have to talk the talk and walk the walk. So filing the lawsuit is walking the walk.
Mm-hmm.
Me talking about it right now is talking the talk.
No, absolutely. And we see that our friend David Milton is working on the case as well.
Yes, he is also, I am the plaintiff. There's two attorneys on the case. One is myself. The other one is a retired judge, David Milton.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. That's insane that Governor Newsom would do that. I mean, I have a question for him. Like, why wouldn't you want to be preventative, and why wouldn't you want to have, secure elections? Like, what's the scare? Why are you so scared of that? Do you have any idea? Like, that would be so. That's crazy.
So before, I guess nobody understood why do we need to have open borders? Why do we have those illegals come in? Everybody knows that there's, criminals, there's murderers, there's rapists, they would come in as well. Why would you do that? Nobody understood it. Like up until that law was signed, up until that bill, SB 1174, was signed into law, mystery solved, right? So he wants all these people to come in to vote illegally. So that the Democrats can always stay in power. Actually, voting, the process of voting, it's not a partisan issue. So I'm sure it doesn't matter, if you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, you're independent, you want to have a fair election. If you win fair and square. Mm-hmm. You lose, you don't have to look back either, because you were not as popular as your opponent. But without a fair election, I believe, which is the cornerstone of a democracy, the whole system will come into ruin. That means America will cease being America. So I think which is a core value of our system, which is a core value of what makes America America, is our Constitution, is our fair election. So as a patriot, it doesn't matter, as I was saying, it doesn't matter if you Republican, Democrat, Independent. I'm sure you love America. People have different ideas, which is fine, And but why would you cheat? Why would you want to commit a crime? Why would you want to aid and abet a commission of a crime?
Yeah.
Well, there's a prime example of the many, I was going to say, battlefields in this war. So not only the ballot box, but the courtroom, the podcast media. Ladies, what is your podcast, and when can people see it or hear it, or where?
It's every Tuesday night, 7 p.m., and you can just find all of our links on 180shift.org.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can find all of our stuff there, and we go pretty much live on quite a few platforms like Instagram, TikTok,
Rumble,
yeah,
YouTube.
Find us all there.
And also the proposed reason for passage of that law is so stupid and laughable. Basically, the proposed reason is this. Well, if you want to check their IDs, they may not want to go vote, especially for minorities, or people of a senior age. I think that's insulting. Basically the law is saying that, if you are a minority, like, you're Hispanic, you're Asian. Like, what does that mean? That if you want to see my ID, because I'm Asian, I don't want to show my ID? I'm an immigrant myself, but I'm a legal immigrant. I do have an ID. I have a driver's license like everybody else. So, right? And you think about it. By the same logic, you get pulled over, right? The first question or first thing usually the police officer says is this: license and registration. License means your driver's license. That's your ID. Yeah. By the same logic, if you want to check people's licenses or their IDs, that actually people may be less likely to drive, right? Yeah. So we should get rid of that requirement of checking people's IDs, right? Yeah. So you want to go buy a drink, you want to see your ID to make sure you are not you're of the drinking age, you're not underage. But if you want to see the IDs, maybe they're less likely to go and buy a drink. We should get rid of sort of the drinking age law. We should get rid of the checking their IDs to make sure they're off the drinking age law, right?
Yeah. You go to a bank. Get rid of our licenses.
Yeah. You go to Costco, they want to see your IDs. Costco, you just buy groceries. Let me see your ID.
It's ridiculous.
The city of Los Angeles has 15 city council members. 14 of them are liberal to socialist Democrats. And we'll come back to that. You can hold that moment as we bring on our next guest. But to vote for the neighborhood councils by mail, you have to submit a photocopy of your driver's license to the city of Los Angeles in order to get a ballot. So let's go ahead and bring on our next caller. And I have a feeling that is going to be the daughter of one of our club members who is running for the Santa Clarita Community College District Area 4. Let's see. And let's see, is that Charlene? Well, I'm good. We're having a lot of fun in our pre-election show. You have our fabulous 180 shift team with Elizabeth Santana and Tara. I was going to say Tara Martinez, but it's Tara. What is it? What is it?
It's Tara Martinez Hernandez, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Tara. And also a candidate running for state assembly in the San Gabriel Valley, David Liu. So Charlene, this is Charlene Johnson. And Charlene, you're running for, is that the Santa Clarita Community College District, Area 4?
Correct. A lot of people know the community college district out here and refer to it as your college companion. So
Mm-hmm.
Familiar in terms of also known as, but on the ballot for sure it'll be in the community college district area 4. There's our in the Santa Clarita Valley. There's been a couple of election cycles that the community colleges as well as the local school districts have gone to district.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just one of we actually have 4 candidates that are run with the different areas out here, and I'm very pleased to be a part of the political.
Well, and now, is it just one school, or are there a number of community colleges?
So we are the myself. So the seat that I am vying for is a representation of the community college out here in Santa Clarita Valley. Santa Clarita has housed for many years colleges of starting off with as little as 4,000 students, and now we serve upwards of 3,000 students today. And I currently actually sit on their foundation board, so we help raise the foundation helps raise money for a lot of the different programs.
Mm-hmm.
Any sometimes shortfalls of grants or projects that are prospective to the campus. So you probably, those that are familiar with what's happening on the campus, top projects that have for LiuforAssembly been highlighted recently is our Advanced Technology Center at ACC. This is you probably heard a little bit about the housing project that our elected board is sending $62 million back to the state, that we were only one of, I think it was 13, might have been 15 colleges that received the grant, and we are not going to use it. So there's a lot of major transitions and things that are happening on, and we're hoping the group that are trying to get it out here are really hoping to make a change and support the stability of the college moving forward in the future.
Well, and it was interesting. You said that if you weren't able to use the grant, you send the funding back.
We send the funding back.
Well, that's pretty fiscally responsible, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be good if you could use it, but just to not send it back.
Well, it just there's a lot of questions that are so
Mm-hmm.
a lot of dialogue on whether that grant, the variance is what would be able to make the project prospectively put into place.
Mm-hmm.
Whether those funds they were coming from general fund, and so the dialogue or the background that we're hearing is potentially having it affect the collective bargaining agreements, and that's one of the things that has come up with the candidates that we're running against, is that they completely a huge portion, either 80 to 90% of their funding is coming from CPA right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, and and it's interesting because I was on the foundation board at Mission College for 5 years, and that's part of the LA County community, or the community college district. We had like nine colleges. So I was at Mission, but we have Pierce and Valley, a few others, and I was on there during the leanest years that community colleges were going through. And so, we would, kind of, you're on the foundation board at the College of the Canyons. And so that's what we would do. We would be raising money for help for scholarships for different projects. And all of a sudden, some bond measures got passed. And boy, the community college just got flushed with, I think it was like $3 billion. And they embarked on massive construction, and we had 4 projects that we they were great projects, but we got matching funds from the state. However, because of the cost overruns, because of the delays, because of all of these different things, we only had enough on our portion of matching funds to complete 3 of the projects. So rather than give the money back, they pushed for another bond measure, which got passed. And so it's like, wait a minute, one of the challenges that I had was that the markup on textbooks for the community colleges was 49%. And it's like, wait a minute, because I was, what was I? Oh, I think I was running for lieutenant governor at the time, and I brought up the fact that there was another bond measure, and I pointed out things like as a Republican, as a capitalist, I believe that